students, today we start with lecture second on valuation. In this lecture we study some other definitions. First one is scrap value. Scrap value is the value of dismantled materials for a building of when the life is over at the end of its utility period. The dismantled materials as steel, bricks, timber, etc. will fetch a certain amount which is scrap value of the building. The scrap value of a building may be about 10% of its total construction cost. That means scrap value equals to earning from sale of useful material. That means steel, bricks, timber, etc. minus expenses incurred on dismantling and removal of rubbish material. In the case of machine, the scrap value is value of metal only or the value of dismantled parts. Next is salvage value. It is the value at the end of utility period without being dismantled. For example, a machine after the completion of its useful span of life or when it becomes uneconomic may be sold and one may purchase the same for use for some other purpose. The sale value of the machine is salvage value. Remember one point regarding scrap value and salvage value, that normally the scrap value and salvage value of a property or an asset has got some positive figure, but it may also be zero or negative. As for example, the scrap value of a RCC structure, that means steel, will be negative as dismantling and removal will be costly. Next is market value. The market value of a property is the amount which can be obtained at any particular time from open market if the property is put for sale. The market value of a property changes over time to time for various miscellaneous reasons such as changes in industry, changes on fashion, transport facility, cost of material and labor, etc. Next we come to next point is book value. Book value is the amount shown in the account book after allowing necessary depreciation. Book value of property equals to original cost minus amount of depreciation up to previous year. The book value depends on the amount of depreciation allowed per year because the original cost does not change. Therefore, amount of book values depends only on the amount of depreciation allowed per year and will be gradually reduced year to year, and at the end of the utility period of the property, the book value will be only scrap value. We should take depreciation in later on in detail. Next is rateable value, that means taxable income. It is the net annual rating value of a property which is obtained after deducting the amount of yearly repairs from the gross income. Rateable value equals to gross income minus amount of yearly repairs, municipal and other taxes charged at a certain percentage on the rateable value of the property. Next, obsolescence. The value of property or structure become less and even very much less by its becoming out of date in the style or in structure and design, etc. And this is termed as obsolescence. Next term is capital cost. Capital cost is the total cost of construction including land or the original total amount required to purchase a property. It is the original cost that does not change, while value of the property is the present cost, which may be calculated by the method of valuation. Next term is capitalized value. It is the value of a property, the amount of a money whose annual interest at the highest prevailing rate of interest will be equal to the net income from the property. In short, we said that capitalized value equals to net income into years of purchase. We going to year of purchase, but before that we should learn one more term. This is annuity. Annuity is the annual periodic payments for repayments of the capital amount invested by a party. These annual payments are either paid at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, usually for a specified number of years. If the amount of annuity is paid for a definite number of period or years, it is known as annuity certain. If the amount of annuity is paid at the beginning of each period of year and the payments continued for definite number of years, it is known as annuity due. If the payment of annuity begins at some future date after a number of years, this is known as deferred annuity. If the payments of annuity continue for indefinite periods, it is known as perpetual annuity. Annuity means the annual payment, but it also be paid in 12 monthly installment or quarterly or half yearly installments. Next term is year purchase. It is defined as the capital sum required to be invested in order to receive an annuity of ₹1 at a certain rate of interest. For 4% interest per annum, to get ₹4, it requires ₹100 to be deposited in a bank. To get ₹1 per year, obviously it will be required to deposit 1/4 of ₹100. That means 100 upon 4 equals to 25. Thus year purchase equals to 100 upon rate of interest. Similarly, for 5% interest, year purchase equals to 20. One of the most important term, that is depreciation. Depreciation means that the price of a property gradually decline due to the wear and tear or structural deterioration, etc. There are some methods for calculating depreciation. First one is straight line method. In this method, it is assumed that the property loses its value by the same amount every year. That means in a straight line pattern. Annual depreciation equals to annual original cost minus scrap value upon life in years. The book value after n number of years equals to book value equal to C minus n into D. Second method is constant percentage method or declining balance method. In this method, it is assumed that the property will lose its value by a constant percentage of its value at the beginning of every year. Annual depreciation percentage is 1 minus x upon c raised to power 1 by n. Third one is Sinking fund method. In this method, the depreciation of property is assumed to be equal to the annual sinking fund plus interest on the fund for that year. Let I is the annual sinking fund and C is the total original cost and B, C are the subsequent interest on sinking fund. Then this table will show at the end of first year, depreciation per year is I, total depreciation I, and the book value C minus I. Now for second year, depreciation per year is I plus B. B is the interest. Then total depreciation is for second year is 2I plus B, and the book value is original cost minus depreciation. That means C minus 2I plus B, and similarly we complete the table. Quantity survey method. In this method, the property is studied in details and extent of physical deterioration worked out in an endeavor to calculate depreciation. Quantity survey method for calculating depreciation is useful for expert valuer basically. Now we come to some numericals which based on depreciation methods. First one is a concrete mixture was purchased at rupees 8,000 assuming salvage value to be rupees 1,000. After 5 years, calculate depreciation for each year adopting A. First one is straight line method. Second one is constant percentage method, and third one is sinking fund method. Given that 6% interest in straight line method, annual depreciation is original cost 8,000 minus 1,000 scrap value, then upon 5 years equals to 1,400 rupees. Table shows how the depreciation is for every year and book value for every year. Say for initial period, the book value is 8,000 and first year depreciation is 1,400. After first year, the book value is 8,000 minus 6600.00, and in second years, total depreciation will be 2,800. So book value is 8,000 minus 2,800 will be equals to 5,200 rupees. Similarly, at last, after end of 5 years, the book value is equal to scrap value. Similarly, second method is constant percentage method. In this method, we first calculate constant percentage for depreciation. This is 1 minus x upon c raised to power 1 by n. There is, this comes out to be 0.34. And this table shows that at the start, the book value is 8,000. First year, depreciation will be 8,000 into 0.34. This is constant percentages. Carry on, equals to 2720.00. Now the book value is 8,000 minus 2720, which is comes out to be 5280.00. Similarly, next year the depreciation is 5280 into 0.34 equals to 1795. Now the book value at the end of second year is 3485.00. At the end of fifth year, the book value is equal to scrap value. This problem is also solved by sinking fund method. Annual sinking fund is comes out to be 1240 at the 6% interest. Annual sinking fund is comes out to be 1240 for 6% interest. First year the annual sinking fund is 1240, depreciation is 1240. Then in second year annual sinking fund is again 1240, but the interest on sinking fund for the first year is 74.40 and total depreciation is 1314.40. Then book value is 6760 minus 1314.40, which comes out to be 5445.60. Similarly, in third year, sinking fund is 1240 into 2, first and second plus 74.4, which is interest on above for second year, into 0.6. The interest will come to be for third year is 153.20 and total depreciation is 1393.20. Now the book value is 5445.60 minus 1393.20 equals to 4052.40. And in end of the fifth year again the book value is equal to scrap value. These are the three methods for calculating depreciation. Now these exercises will be performed which is based on depreciation methods. You must perform these exercises and practicing the numericals.